fam. Are you a ruttard blowing too much on whatnot scams and overpriced streams? Then you need Pokémon 10 LV to come to your fucking senses.
I used to be dumb as shit, wasting money everywhere. Till I tried Pokémon 10 LV, now I am actually building a collection.
I used to have my head so far up the card con artist's ass, then I pulled out and got Pokémon 10 LV. Now I'm cured.
Warning, Pokémon 10 LV isn't for everyone, may cause mild discomfort, practices frequent free speech, says offensive shit.
So why aren't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10 LV?
Well, I'd rather pay too much and get nothing like the idiot I am.
Yo, why ain't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10 LV? I'd rather get scammed on whatnot, dropping $300 for a mystery box and pulling a common graded Bulbasaur, fam. Are you a ruttard blowing too much on whatnot scams and overpriced streams? Then you need Pokémon 10 LV to come to your fucking senses.
I used to be dumb as shit, wasting money everywhere. Till I tried Pokémon 10 LV, now I am actually building a collection.
I used to have my head so far up the card con artist's ass, then I pulled out and got Pokémon 10 LV. Now I'm cured.
Warning, Pokémon 10 LV isn't for everyone, may cause mild discomfort, practices frequent free speech, says offensive shit.
So why aren't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10 LV?
Well, I'd rather pay too much and get nothing like the idiot I am.
Yo, why ain't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10 LV? I'd rather get scammed on whatnot, dropping $300 for a mystery box and pulling a common graded Bulbasaur, fam. Are you a ruttard blowing too much on whatnot scams and overpriced streams? Then you need Pokémon 10 LV to come to your fucking senses.
I used to be dumb as shit, wasting money everywhere. Till I tried Pokémon 10 LV, now I am actually building a collection.
I used to have my head so far up the card con artist's ass, then I pulled out and got Pokémon 10 LV. Now I'm cured.
Warning, Pokémon 10 LV isn't for everyone, may cause mild discomfort, practices frequent free speech, says offensive shit.
So why aren't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10 LV?
Well, I'd rather pay too much and get nothing like the idiot I am.
Yo, why ain't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10 LV? I'd rather get scammed on whatnot, dropping $300 for a mystery box and pulling a common graded Bulbasaur, fam. Are you a ruttard blowing too much on whatnot scams and overpriced streams? Then you need Pokémon 10 LV to come to your fucking senses.
I used to be dumb as shit, wasting money everywhere. Till I tried Pokémon 10 LV, now I am actually building a collection.
I used to have my head so far up the card con artist's ass, then I pulled out and got Pokémon 10 LV. Now I'm cured.
Warning, Pokémon 10 LV isn't for everyone, may cause mild discomfort, practices frequent free speech, says offensive shit.
So why aren't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10 LV?
Well, I'd rather pay too much and get nothing like the idiot I am.
Yo, why ain't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10 LV? I'd rather get scammed on whatnot, dropping $300 for a mystery box and pulling a common graded Bulbasaur, fam. Are you a ruttard blowing too much on whatnot scams and overpriced streams? Then you need Pokémon 10 LV to come to your fucking senses.
I used to be dumb as shit, wasting money everywhere. Till I tried Pokémon 10 LV, now I am actually building a collection.
I used to have my head so far up the card con artist's ass, then I pulled out and got Pokémon 10 LV. Now I'm cured.
Warning, Pokémon 10 LV isn't for everyone, may cause mild discomfort, practices frequent free speech, says offensive shit.
So why aren't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10 LV?
Well, I'd rather pay too much and get nothing like the idiot I am.
Yo, why ain't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10 LV? I'd rather get scammed on whatnot, dropping $300 for a mystery box and pulling a common graded Bulbasaur, fam. Are you a ruttard blowing too much on whatnot scams and overpriced streams? Then you need Pokémon 10 LV to come to your fucking senses.
I used to be dumb as shit, wasting money everywhere. Till I tried Pokémon 10 LV, now I am actually building a collection.
I used to have my head so far up the card con artist's ass, then I pulled out and got Pokémon 10 LV. Now I'm cured.
Warning, Pokémon 10 LV isn't for everyone, may cause mild discomfort, practices frequent free speech, says offensive shit.
So why aren't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10LV?
Well, I'd rather pay too much and get nothing like the idiot I am.
Yo, why ain't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10LV? I'd rather get scammed on Whatnot, dropping 300 bucks for a mystery box and pulling a common graded Bulbasaur, fam.
Are you a ruttard blowing too much on Whatnot scams and overpriced streams? Then you need Pokémon 10LV to come to your fucking senses.
I used to be dumb as shit, wasting money everywhere. Till I tried Pokémon 10LV, now I am actually building a collection.
I used to have my head so far up the card con artist's ass, then I pulled out and got Pokémon 10LV. Now I'm cured.
Warning. Pokemon 10LV isn't for everyone. May cause mild discomfort. Practices frequent free speech. Says offensive shit.
So why aren't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10LV?
Well, I'd rather pay too much and get nothing like the idiot I am.
Yo, why ain't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10LV? I'd rather get scammed on Whatnot, dropping 300 bucks for a mystery box and pulling a common graded Bulbasaur, fam.
Are you a ruttard blowing too much on Whatnot scams and overpriced streams? Then you need Pokémon 10LV to come to your fucking senses.
I used to be dumb as shit, wasting money everywhere. Till I tried Pokémon 10LV, now I am actually building a collection.
I used to have my head so far up the card con artist's ass, then I pulled out and got Pokémon 10LV. Now I'm cured.
Warning. Pokemon 10LV isn't for everyone. May cause mild discomfort. Practices frequent free speech. Says offensive shit.
So why aren't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10LV?
Well, I'd rather pay too much and get nothing like the idiot I am.
Yo, why ain't you buying mystery pools from Pokémon 10LV? I'd rather get scammed on Whatnot, dropping 300 bucks for a mystery box and pulling a common graded Bulbasaur, fam.
Are you a ruttard blowing too much on Whatnot scams and overpriced streams? Then you need Pokémon 10LV to come to your fucking senses.
I used to be dumb as shit, wasting money everywhere. Till I tried Pokémon 10LV, now I am actually building a collection.
I used to have my head so far up the card con artist's ass, then I pulled out.
Oh, my mic was off. All right. Are you a retard? What's going on, folks? We're back for another attempt. Another attempt at streaming. Although I don't plan it to be too successful, I'm still going to do it. Oh. Do 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 do. Who is? Uh-oh. We got Broly going live at 7 p.m. Giving away 2 Inferno X booster boxes. It's super necessary. Super necessary. I can see his hand. Matter of fact, it seems a little crooked. Someone's been in here. Someone's been in here. It's not how I left it. Yo, PBM, what's crackalating? We blinging with the Gengar chain. YOLO. Not wearing any glasses today either. Trying to let my eyes adjust to the real world. And we're hydrated today by Essentia. Essentially. Are your kidneys screaming for water? Then hydrate them. Oh, bro. This box here is all promos. I know you weren't here for this, but just this little box is all promos, right? You know, this Pokeball, Magneton, Cosmog, Ceruledge, Espeon, and then just a bunch of like Snorlaxes, Koridons, Mimikyus, right? Greninjas. Got a bunch of those. And then two of these, one of which is crimped. Guess the value of this. At least since I last looked. Just a couple days ago, the market could have changed a little bit. But I'll look up the most dense portion of this collection. Let's see. Oh, 5-1. Oh, yeah, it's right there. Duh, stupid. Check your Discord DMs. We're dipping a little bit. Oh, yeah. These are near mint. These are sealed. Oh, you found it? Because I know you had misplaced it. Yeah, this box of promos is over $1,000. Just for these promos right here. That's like I'm holding $1,000 worth of promos in my hand. That's insane. The market price on these Snorlax is like $18 right now. $17.92. Let me check Discord. I see a message from Pokeballer Mike. She's a beaut. Nice little 8. Nice little 8. New egg. eBay. Schmeebay. English. 8. And sold. Why on earth? Dude, those last solds are $1,200. 1,100. So it's going up. Clearly it's going up. September 14th, $890. Then September 21st, 1,100. Then right after that, same day, $1,199. September 23rd, 1,200. What I paid like I paid like 300 some change for that. Not bad. Not bad. Easy, easy, easy. Quit playing games with my heart. The highest this card's ever been is $20 for the Snorlax promo. Is it $250? Yeah, something like that. Can't remember the exact price. There was a lot going on that day. There was a lot. I almost want to open that pack, but I'm going to keep it sealed. The pack that Peter gave me, I'm going to keep that bad boy sealed. Keeping it sealed. Do 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 do. Where the hell even is it? I thought I had it put up here. Did it fall off? Did I put my cocoa in the way? Damn, this stuff's dusty. I'm gonna have to clean up around here. Tell me I lost my pack. Definitely not in there. I find out somebody stole it. I found another one. Another sealed one. Switch, I don't know where it's at. To be completely transparent. Yo! B-Pop, what's crackalating? I'm trying to find my pack. Gotta be in the neighborhood. Did I put it up on the... One Thug. Dramamine Live, another 12-hour shift. Bro, I gotta find the pack. I found it. Surprisingly, with another Snorlax. And why on earth do I have a Blastoise hiding back there? And my last pack of Realm of the Gods? Y'all were here for this? Remember this? My one and only pack of Realm of the Gods. Plasma Storm. That's what it was. Oh. And to open this pack would be something else, brother. What? Hold up. Realm of the Gods, such a good set, dude. It's the OG set. Plasma Storm booster pack. Let's see what they're running for. Holy smokes. $247 out of the UK. Let's see what they're actually selling for. Sold item. $190, $250 for a Lugia pack. $5.50 for 2 sealed booster packs. $600 for a sealed Next Destinies, Plasma Freeze and Next Destinies. Holy smokes. $228 for an Infernate pack. That's insane. What's this? What's in this set? Plasma Storm card list. Sharpedo. Oh, there's so many cards you could get that you don't want. There's so many cards you don't want to pull out of this. That could be your card. But that Articuno, the Lugia EX, the Charizard, the Blastoise, the Victini EX out of there. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's such a tempting thing, but I know none of these are going to be in the pack. None of these top hitters. The Colress. None of these are going to be in the pack. Kept one pack of the last 9 sets. Nice. Whew. I want to go over these Greninjas to see which ones could possibly be 10s. Definitely not this one, but he's got a 6 swirl. That's what happens when you go through your dusty shelf trying to find something. I don't even know why this was... Why did I have a Blastoise back there? I can't even remember why I would put a Blastoise up there. Why did I put a Blastoise? English, no less. 2 ounces under 17 pounds. I don't like this sleeve or the top loader. Get the fuck out of here. Get a little bit fresher one. All right. This bad boy's running for about $94. $94. Had to get baby, but had his 2-month checkup. I'm assuming 2 months old. Why? I still don't understand why I had this Blastoise up there. Why was this up there? I can't even remember. I had to have put it up there for a reason. Or do you remember? I'm at a loss for words. All right. Snorlax. Let's see, we got a potential 10 here. Don't think so. How about this one? Doubt it. Possibly. It would be better if they would have put something inside the back of this so you can't see the back. I think that would have added to the mystery of its value. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could tell that it's not going to get a 10, then you probably won't buy it for the price, right? This one's a... top heavy or bottom heavy as fuck. I don't see it. I just don't say it. Keep that. Put me Snorlax away. Look at all them Snorlaxes. Oh, there's another Mewtwo back here. Damn it. Now I gotta find this Mewtwo up here. There we go. Yeah. I think because I found the other cards just now, the other promos were at like a little over 1100 with the next two promos, or maybe right at it. If the values haven't gone down on any of these. I haven't checked the Snorlaxes. Or no, I haven't checked the Greninja. Greninja Star. What's funny is you click on Greninja Star in the drop down and it takes you straight to the other one. Oh, it's going back up. It's gone up 30%. So it's going back up again. It's crazy that it was all the way up to like $24. Peak $24.32, $23.80. It goes up. It goes all the way down to 13. Back up, down to 16. Back up, down. So I think it's gonna rest at like $20 pretty soon. Do you have any Hidden Fates promos? Yeah. I do have one. I have only one that's available because the other one's crimped. So I'm not going to get rid of that ever. That is unfortunately going to have to stay with me. That stays with Daddy. The birds. It must have been the birds. Do they grade crimped cards? Yes. CGC does. I don't know about PSA, but I know CGC does. Let's see. Let's try to find another one. Crimped. Hold on. Crimped. SM210. Crimped. I might have the only one in the world. I might have the only crimped promo of the stained glass birds in the world. There's a premium on that. It's going to pay off my house. Oh, damn it. I found one for $250, bro. Oh, that one's crimped across the bottom. That's a big ass crimp, though. $250. Let's see. Sealed. And let's check what the sealed ones are selling for, because yeah, they're still about 110, 125, 110, 105, 131, 174 from Italy, plus $70 delivery. Who the fuck paid that? Who the fuck bought this and said, let me pay the most plus the most in shipping. What idiot is responsible for this? Savage beast. Someone sold one for $52.29. I think they canceled it. What's it mean when there's a line through the price? Does that mean the order was canceled? I've never really understood that. This was located in Italy. I have a Pop Series pack too. I don't even know where the fuck that is. I'm going to have to find that too. Pop Series something. 5 or something shit. 8. Was it? I don't know. CGC SM 210 crimped. The price doesn't really change much. I got all these crimped ones, 170 and an 8.5 crimp, 113 and an 8.5 crimp. They all 8.5 crimp. 139. We got a 9. A CGC 9. 135 with a line through it, so I don't know what the fuck that means. Let's see. This one is not a crimp. This one is also not a crimp. We got a unsealed crimp for 100 raw. Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Damn. Okay, so there's quite a few crimped error ones. Factory crimp 120. Sealed. Crimp error barely. Sealed. Crimp 102. Sealed. Crimp 125. Damn. Pristine 10. Ooh, $400 for one of those. Another crimp, $88. Miscut and crimp. Hold up, let's see the image. See original listing. I don't believe. Oh, it is miscut like a motherfucker. That, how did it get miscut like that, though? That's a weird miscut, bro. Huh? Oh, I think it got cut by the fucking... It got cut by the machine that cuts the pack. Yo, Pokey Sly, what's crackulating? That's crazy. Yeah, I can see how crooked the pack is cut, and it matches with the card and the crimp. The distance from the crimp on the card and the crimp on the pack is the same as the distance. Okay. Nice. Solid work. Free live. Yeah. I just put free in there somewhere to see what happens. See who shows up. Free what? Free what? Free Willie. Free motherfucking Willie. Yo, is my PC getting dusty as shit already? Sure the fuck is. Brother, calm down. Can't be having all this madness going on. Gotta keep you a little detailing brush for when you want to clean your shits up. You heard? Wipe his ass. Ugh. We do have a Plasma Storm pack. Does it feel like it's got a hit in it? You always got to wonder what's floating around in these bitches. You know? Does it smell like a hit? Smells like the finest. Tempestuous. Tempestuous. Is that a real word? I've never used it. That's a word I've never used in my life. And there's a lot I haven't used. A lot that I haven't used. You hear me? You hear me, chat? Bro, I just got a cordless circular saw. Ryobi, it's dope. The blade lock is broken, though, so I got to use a piece of wood to get the blade out. I mean, that's the old school way to take a blade out anyways. Like, when I worked at Caesars, there was no blade lock for the table saw. So you had to stick a piece of wood, jam it up against there, and fucking crank down the nut on the side of the thing. Take the blade off, and then put a fucking piece of wood on the other side when you tighten it. So I mean that's decent. Is my hand attractive? How does my hand look? Daddy Ranch. All's we's got is mysteries, folks. That's all's we's got. Because that's all that's worth opening. Yo, Josh Reed, what the hell's crackulating? Been a minute. What up, rocker? Your hand's kind of white. It's this bright light I got. If I turn it off, I get dark. Freaking Angel wanted to go run, right? So she finds this trail halfway across town. And we go there. Fucking, I start running first because I know she could run like 10 miles, like nonstop. So I start fucking going while she's still stretching. Out the gate, I feel like a nerve in my ankle pinch. I'm like, fuck. So I'm leaning a little bit while I jog. I get pretty far away from her, right? I'm like way the hell down there. But then I stop and see a dead lizard. So I'm like looking at the lizard because, like, you know, it's a dead lizard. Why? What guy is not going to stop and take a look? It's like, oh shit. Plus, it's a spiny lizard, like my lizard Frieza, but it's a male because he's got the blue belly and shit. So I stop and I'm like, fuck, this is gonna cut into my distance that I've got already ahead of her. And so I'm like looking at this lizard and I'm like, all right, because he was in the middle of the running trail, so I like kind of I kicked him off to the side a little bit so the ants can eat him. Because I mean, why let a a dead critter go to waste? Let the ants fucking eat it, right? So I kick it off to the side, so that way nature can deal with the disposal of this carcass. I did stretch, and I still fucking was like, like I said, I've had nerve issues. Like my fucking body, my muscles and my nerves were fucking deteriorating. So I'm still suffering, obviously, the effects of that. So I used to be able to run like a high pace run too. I used to be able to do like 2 miles of high pace run, like not slow shit, but fucking straight running, like not jogging, like what you see people do, like for like 8 miles, but like I ran, straight up ran for 2 miles. So that was the difference between like this jogging shit and the running that I did, because I was trying to condition myself to be a fighter, and so I was able to run before, but now because of the nerve issues and shit, even if I run, like my leg hurts like right now, and this was like 2 days ago. What was this, Thursday? Yeah, that was Thursday. Right, what's today? Saturday. Yeah, that was Thursday. Um, so I'm down the trail. Boom. I start walking because like I'm worn out and my legs fucking hurt. Like the lactic acid's just built up already. It's insane. Um, so I'm fucking walking to cool down. Then I turn around and I see that I can see her now. And I'm like, fuck. So I start jogging again till I get around the corner. And then there's this like loop in the trail that like, where the two turns at the ends of the loop meet. Like if you were at the corners of those, you could see each other. So I ran around that whole thing, got back up the trail some more, started walking again. I was like, fuck. Then it started raining and I was like, shit. So I'm walking and she passes me. And I'm like, and then she starts calling me because she's like way ahead at the fucking. There's like, you could either cross the street to get back onto the trail, or you could go down into the wash and back up to get back onto the trail. And she went down the wash, so she called me because she wanted to be on the phone with me while she did that, because she was scared that if something happened while she went under the wash and back up. And then, so she's fucking gone, and I'm like trying to run and shit, and I'm like, fuck this. I ain't built for it no more. So I'm walking, and then every so often I just like start jogging a little bit until my legs start burning like fucking ants, like fucking bee stings. My muscles are just like on fire from the lactic acid. So I'm just like, time to walk it the rest of the way. Anyway, she calls me again because she's already at the end of the trail. And it's fucking, I'm soaked because it started raining so bad. Like, I'm drenched in water. There's water in my socks. My feet are wet. But I'm just like chilling, like in the rain. And I'm staring at people's fruit trees because this trail goes behind houses and shit. And I'm seeing if there's like any lemons or pomegranates hanging over that I could snatch. And I was like, there's nothing. Then she calls me. She gets to the end of the trail. She's like, turn around. Start heading back because if I pass you up. And I was like, yeah, I better. So I turn around and then I start jogging again back towards the beginning of the trail. And I make it a little ways, but I do it fast pace. Like I speed up, I go fast. So I get like pretty decent distance. So by the time she catches up to me, we're back at the loop, which is like, it's about, I want to say 3.5 miles or 2.5 miles from wherever she ended to where I got. But that shit is so, I'm not a runner. But anyways, my legs are still fucked up from it. But I did go to the gym today, and I was hitting a bag. But man, because of the pain in my muscle, like, because there's a punching bag at the gym, so I take my gloves with me and shit. And I'm hitting the bag, pop, 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 pop. I got a jump rope. Dude, that's when I noticed that, like, I couldn't really run anymore. I was jump roping like 2 years ago when we were renting the room from the guy's house that we were staying at. I was jump roping on a driveway, and that's when my calf muscle like locked, and like I couldn't even like lift my foot up and down. So I was like, and that fucked me up for like 3 days until I could like actually move my fucking thing. So jump roping, which I was really good at too. I was constantly jump roping. But I do like I ran the treadmill, so I did like 5 minutes of straight running on the treadmill at the gym. So maybe I'll start the elliptical, like something that's like no impact, and see how far I could go on that. My wife showed me this meme of 30-year-old new parents, and the baby makes noises when it bends over or down. But yeah, if you could jump rope, like that's because I was doing like the double. I was like, you know, doing the cross and doing like one-footed jump roping, and kind of doing like different footwork while I was jump roping. So if you're able to do that, that's really fun actually. But when I went to the gym today and hit the bag, like every time I would like jump forward to like do a jab or fucking, or just to fucking power punch it, every time I would like move my foot forward to do any footwork, calf hurting. Calf hurting. I always wanted to dance while jump roping. Yeah, that's what I was basically. You know how like so like some of the footwork in boxing is like the same as like those build up steps that you do when you're breakdancing before you do like spins and shit. Like before you like basically split your legs apart and then you start doing a spin. So like those kind of like what is it called, capoeira, the Brazilian like martial arts dance shit. Like that kind of a footwork that you do, I was doing while I was jump roping. Pokemon Legends ZA. $60 for Nintendo Switch or $70 for the Switch too. Um, if you don't have a Switch 2 yet but think you might upgrade in the future, perhaps you're waiting until the holidays for a new console, you could pick up the Legend ZA's Switch 1 version now and then grab the game's $9.99 Switch 2 upgrade pack when you're ready. So basically, the only reason to get a Switch 2 is so you can pay more for games. So you can pay $10 more for games. Sounds about right. That sounds about right. Nintendo's back at it. All right. Ba ba ba. I'll be on and off, but I'm here. I'm probably not going to be here much longer. Oh. I got to start prepping myself for trade shows and shit, for conventions, card shows. Definitely got to do that. Because I'll tell you what, there ain't no fucking jobs hitting me back for nothing. Oh. You could tell it's Saturday night because I could hear all the Mexican music. Just dun 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 dun. That's all. It. I don't know. I can't listen to that shit for too long. Call me what you want. But in my head, all that music sounds exactly the same. Like, it's like the Morawax. What's going on? Hey, all you beautiful people. Hope you're amazing. I just told you I'm unemployed. It's fine though. I'm gravy right now. I'm chilling. Oh yeah, I'm already subscribed, brother. Rancher! Daddy Ranch! Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Oh! Ugh. The Mortal Wax. What was I saying? Oh yeah, that music. It all sounds the same to me. It all sounds the same. Hate on me all you want. Like, it's just the same, like, I don't even know what instruments they are, really, honestly. But it sounds like all the same instruments, like, exactly the same instrument. Like, there's no variation. It's like run the tempo a little different, and that's it. Everything else the same. What do you want, Luna? My dog's tripping. My dog is tripping. Luna, you stink. Yeah, see, that's that polka music. That's what the fuck it sounds like to me. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. All right, Pokey Rocker, that right there is exactly what it is. What did you get into? Don't give me an attitude. What the fuck did you get into? This dog. This past year has been rough, but we're alive and kicking back. That reminds me of a comedian I saw. I think it was on Facebook. I was scrolling through the Facebook videos. The dude was talking about how like Southern folk, like, it don't matter what they're going through, they're always, you know, they're always in a good mood about their situation. uh but the Lord let me live another day. So I'm blessed. Uh I threw my back out, found out I got stage 4. Like, that shit was cracking me up. I'm from Louisiana, so I'm pretty Southern. Oh, shit. They have the same German background, really. They have the same, they got the same European background, that's for sure. They don't like that, though. I don't think they like to hear that. Like the people in Mexico, they don't like to admit that the lineage, like, is traced all the way back to Europe. Mocha. They don't like that. But it's also funny because, like, this I mean, basically the same people that conquered the northern end of North America and all of the southern end and South America are the same fucking people, right? But now they're fighting over, you know, who was here first. Oh, there's this Mexican YouTuber that takes English words and completely butchers the definition, like tiller. I tiller nothing. The repetition of polka irks me. That's what irks me about the Mexican music that I'm hearing through the walls right now. Because that's all you could basically hear is that repetition. Like, it's enough to make you want to. Jeez. Jeez. Yeah, it's out of control. It's out of control. Somebody needs to. I'm not gonna do shit about it. I don't snitch or nothing like that, but it definitely needs to come down a notch before the night's over. I'm not gonna deal with it. Plasma Storm. Anybody? My dog stinks. Luna, get out. Get out. Go with your mom. And the world will turn to ash. Ooh. Those Suno songs, though, bro. Those Suno songs. I love that. I love Suno for the fact that like if it's something like if I'm thinking of like a song that's not something I would do, that thing can do it for me. Like I can put all my lyrics, I can write the lyrics, but I can't make that kind of music, and it's not my overall style. But I could just imagine myself if I had the voice, the vocals for it, and stuff like that. Uh, are you paying for credits though? Are you like on a? Do you got the free credits? Because I bought credits, right? This is why I haven't bought credits again. I won't buy credits again until they change it. But I paid for the subscription and I got like I had like 2,500 credits or some shit, right? And my subscription ended and they took all the credits away. And I had barely used them. So I was like, all right, fucking assholes. See if I ever sign up again. But anyways, it's still a good app. It makes good music. But I just don't like how like, oh, well, there's this tier and you get like this quality of shit. Or you can upgrade to this tier, pay more, and you get this quality of shit. Come on, man. Like, if you get a better version, just put that on and scrap all the other shit. Like, get that the fuck out of here. We're done with it. It's if it's gonna sound like a shitty robot, I don't want to hear it no more. Because you got something that now sounds like Mariah Carey, and you're telling me that I could use this other piece of shit. No thanks. Scrap it. Unless that AI has your family hostage somehow. And that's the only reason why you're keeping it around. Otherwise, get rid of that. Don't need to hear it. Because you could... the better versions is almost like you can't distinguish it from like an actual person almost. It's closer to that. Whereas like those first versions of Suno, you could definitely tell that it's AI. Just because of the little like little auto tuning inflections that happen, like in between vowels and the consonants and things like that. Like when you're getting through those words, you could definitely hear a lot of the robotic twinge to the voice. Or even sometimes, like especially with the male vocals, it's the whole voice sounds super robotic. So scrap it. Scrappy. But anyways. This ain't popping. I'm gonna call it a stream for now. We'll come back some other day. Nothing's happening. So I'm just gonna hop on the game. If I could play. Yeah, there is a way to tweak it better. I gotta get my rank up. I paid for the battle pass. I got an 8-year-old I'm about ready to trade for an MJ Holdings pack. I mean, bro, see all the fine powder that builds up from you scraping your controller against the edge here? Look at that. That cocaine on your controller. I don't even know where the back of this thing is. If somebody knows where it's at, let me know. And it's funny to me, like, people are like, Xbox controllers, why you gotta change your batteries all the time? Stupid motherfucker. They got rechargeable ones you can put in this bitch. And they come out easily. so you could swap them. People always trying to hate on Xbox, find some weird way to hate on Xbox. But I mean, I don't play it on Xbox anymore, but I use this controller on the PC because I ain't playing no fucking keyboard, bro. Sorry, keyboard playing is for games like World of Warcraft. If you're playing a shooter game on the keyboard with a mouse, that's out of line, brother. That is out of line. All right, we're past all that. Get a fuck controller, bro. Get a controller and set your look sensitivity. Like, this is more advanced than doing this. Screw that. Screw that. Trade the 8-year-old for sure, though. We need less children terrorizing the planet, to be honest with you. Trade them off. Trade them off. Mine are past the trading age these days, so I'm kind of stuck with them. I'm kind of stuck with mine. Except for my youngest. She's going to be 3 in the next month, so 3 years old. Big 3. That's kind of crazy to think about. I got kids that are young adults, and then I got a almost 3-year-old. It's insane. Happy birthday to the young daughter. Just turned 5 yesterday. 5 is a good year for my youngest. That's when I can, because of the stupid fucking judge, but that's when I can have her. I have a 17-year-old also. I could have my youngest at my house when she's 5. That stupid ass judge. You know when judges just sign off on stupid shit? Stupid fucking shit. Happy birthday, October babies. Oh my god, what's your sign? I'm saggy hairy tits. Mine was also the 4th. Well, happy birthday, motherfucker. My oldest is 18. Now all she's doing is... and I can't do a fucking thing about it, but all she's doing is hanging out at her boyfriend's all the time. And then hit me up for fucking rides home at 9 o'clock at night because I know she should already have been driving, but you just... Look. In Vegas, like, putting your kids behind the wheel is probably one of the scariest fucking things you could do. There's nothing scarier in Vegas than getting your kids into a vehicle and them being the driver. So, I'd much rather go out at fucking 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night and pick my kid up and take her ass home. Because I've been driving in these mean streets of Vegas since I was 18. And I'm 37 now. And, you know, it's just, you got to know what the fuck you're doing to drive here. You can't just be fresh. You know what I'm saying? You can't be fresh, licensed, and drive around this town, not just because of other people, but because of yourself, too. Because of those stupid little mistakes you can make. Like, it's the scariest fucking shit. I don't know how my mom did it, letting me drive, but it's the toughest thing for me so far to get my daughter behind the wheel and just like let her drive around. Like, we're still doing practice in the neighborhood. Like, it's just so tough to do. It's such a tough thing to do. That's the other thing you got to look out for, especially like on the side of town we're on. There's a lot of people that walk. Like, every time you're at a light, if you're not looking at for pedestrians, one just pops up like on a fucking scooter or a bike, like right in the crosswalk. And you're making like one of those fucking turns. Like, you're in the right travel lane and you're making a fucking right turn, and somebody just comes fucking flying up to that corner on a bike or some shit, even though bikes should be following traffic laws, not fucking, driving like a douchebag and just fucking bolting out into the street like a fucking pedestrian. But motherfuckers don't understand that. And that's the worst thing too, is like, people don't understand, like, if you're outside of your neighborhood riding a fucking bike, even in a neighborhood, kids just fucking run stop signs on bikes. Like, are you stupid? You're supposed to stop too, dumbass. Are you dumb? You can't just be running stop signs. And then they wonder why these people get hit. And nobody wants to really like admit that that's what could potentially have happened, is that your stupid ass fucking ran a stop sign on a bike. Hello? A bicycle. And yeah, people just cannot drive either. Like, people are so stupid when it comes to driving, like the stupidest. I could rant for hours about how the stupid shit I see people doing when they're driving. Like, for one, when you turn your signal on, all right, there's supposed to be a time. For one, there's supposed to be a time frame from when you turn your signal on to when you start merging into another person's lane. Not, let me start merging while I turn my signal on and then I'm already in fucking front of you. That's not how it works, dumbasses. All right? You're not supposed to do that. And when you fucking get on the freeway, of all things, or the expressway, whatever you want to call it, when you get on expressways, be at the fucking speed limit. Especially if that's the rate that the fucking traffic's already going as you're getting on. Don't be still going fucking 30 miles an hour when it's 65. What the fuck are you doing? Like, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? I like being the passenger princess. But hey, at least you can admit it. Some of these motherfuckers just can't. They just insist on being a fucking burden to the roads. Insist. Like, no, and then I'm gonna flip you off when I cut you off. Or like, I don't give enough space to get over. Like, there's supposed to be a space between cars for stopping distance, and everybody just sees that as an excuse or an opening for them to get in. And it's like, bro, there's only one car distance between me and the car in front of me, first off, and you're getting over and then slamming your brakes, dipshit. This is not how traffic works. And I even have to yell at Angel all the time because she's like, why are you still in this lane? Why aren't you like zigzagging through traffic? I'm like, because one, that's increasing your risk, when I could just stay in my fucking lane and watch what happens when I stay in my lane. Everybody that's trying to get ahead, we end up at the same fucking light, and I pass that asshole up. So what was all that fucking weaving and bobbing and weaving for? We're supposed to have flying cars by now, but we have failed as humans. That's the thing. There's no way we can have technology with this many stupid people alive. It's just not going to happen. We would be so much more advanced. And here's the funny thing. People in the scientific community are like, oh, because of religion, right? They say because of religious people, science has fucking been held back, by centuries and shit like that, whatever, right? No. That's not the problem. Stupidity's the problem. Absolute stupidity. Human ignorance is the problem. It doesn't matter if you have faith or not. The biggest issue with us being held back from technology is ignorance. Flat out. Like, people just, and these are the same people like, I got a degree. Yeah, but you still, like, you would fucking die if you try to work a toaster. So, like, you're educated, but you're not intelligent. See what I'm saying? Like, my dog's educated. I taught her how to sit. You went to school to learn how to sit for a degree, but you didn't learn, like, the dynamics of sitting. You don't understand, like, why you're sitting, right? That's the intelligence side of things. You just learned to do something so you could do it as a career in your, singular profession as an educated being. These same people get out on the roads and drive, and they don't understand the function of driving. They just go do it. And they think, well, I'm an educated person. I can drive. No, you're a specialist in one field, and if you ever left it, you would fail at life entirely. Which is why they fail at driving. Because no amount of education is going to make you a good driver. Intelligence will. It's just like there's people who are engineers, but they got to call somebody to install their fucking dishwasher. The educated person has to contact an intelligent person to come in and install their dishwasher. Do you understand me? That's the society we have. Oh, I can't change the water filter in my fridge. I got to pay somebody to do it. But I make fucking $250,000 a year as a fucking building engineer. What? What? But you can't change the filter in your refrigerator? What? That's where we're at as a society. That's why we can't advance onto better things. We're stuck. We're stuck, folks. And this is why AI's taking over. This is why robots are going to be doing everything for unintelligent people, including working. It's insane. I'll bet you close to 80% of kids are using AI to do all their homework. All of it. Every last bit of it. So their homework grades are great, but their testing scores are fucking dog shit. Right? Because not only are they not like just, and this could be easily resolved if just, like, you could use AI to cheat or finish all your homework, but if you don't look at what AI did to do your work for you and try to understand that in the slightest, that's where you're failing, right? Like, when I have conversations with AI, it's because I want to learn what the fucking AI knows and all the information it can pull up for me. It's not because I want it to just answer the question for me. I want to understand how it gets to those conclusions and why it's pulling all that data and, understanding the problems that I might feed into it and the answers that it gives back to me. So I won't just scroll down its explanation. Like, when you ask AI a question, it'll break it down for you. Like, just do like a simple one. Like, go to ChatGPT, do something simple like, hey, what's 75% of, like, 2.5 million? Or how many ounces are in a fucking gallon? Or how many milliliters are in a gallon? It's going to, like, tell you, like, all the equations and shit and break it all down for you as to why before it tells you how much. But most people will scroll all the way to the bottom and just get the answer. Whereas I'll read the whole fucking thing. Roberts Robots. Robots is here. A robot security guard dog for some apartment. Yeah, there's an apartment actually down the street here, not too far away, that has like it's not a dog, but it's just like it's like a Paul Blart fucking robot. You know what I'm saying? It's like a mall cop robot. It has 2 wheels, right? And it fucking just like cruises around. It's got a really wide base. It just cruises around the parking lot and like looks at everything while some dumb shit sits in there and probably watches the camera, like sits in a booth somewhere at home and watches the camera on the robot. AI should be the tool, not the answer. Yes, absolutely. We should be building a symbiotic relationship with AI, not fucking just sitting down and letting it do everything. There should be a symbiotic relationship. We should be integrated with it, not standing on the sidelines and watching. You know what I'm saying? It's like wearing a helmet when you play football. It's like I could play football without the helmet and get fucked up, or I could put on the helmet, put on the AI, wear the AI as your protection. But you're still the fucking player that has to go work out every day and run and do all the other shit to stay fit so that you could carry that protection with you and utilize it. Don't be a dummy. Moral of the story: be intelligent. And you can work on your intelligence, because I'll tell you right now, I was not intelligent at all until I was basically thrust into the labor force and had to learn how to be intelligent. So if it was anything I ever learned the most out of being a carpenter and being doing manual fucking work, it's intelligence. Because you have to really think about what the fuck you're doing, because if you don't, you're going to fuck some shit up. And the whole project's going to be on your ass. Like, you have to really analyze things. You have to look and say, hey, if I do this over here, how's that going to affect this over here? And so you got to like look at the bigger picture of everything. You got to look at the room. If you're off a 1/4 inch over here, what's it going to affect way down the line? You know what I'm saying? Like that 1/4 inch turns into 5 feet, depending on how far down the line you're going, and you're off by that much on the other end. So you're fucked. You got to understand all that type of shit. You know what's cool? We're going so fast right now that we caught up with time where it slowed down. You know what else is cool? If you were able to attach yourself to a photon and then detach yourself from the photon in what probably felt like a second or a day to you, everybody would die. Everybody would be dead. So much time would have passed that everybody would have died. And there would probably be a new species taking over the planet. Is that insane? That's insane. That's where AI was really helping me learn a lot about the science too, of like light. Because look, so like what was kind of tripping me up like a long time ago, a while ago, even before AI was able to answer these questions, but like a long time ago, like, you know, earlier 2000s, I was like, what? I was thinking of the universe, like, and how we're seeing things through our largest telescopes in the world, like how we see other galaxies and shit like that. And it was tripping me up to think about it because I'm like, wait, I was like, but don't they say like the shit we see in other so we're not like looking out and just like we're not like magnifying the universe and seeing what's out there up close. We're not doing that. What our telescopes are doing are capturing light that's reaching us. And then we build an image off of those light particles. And so I had a lot of questions about that. So I started asking the internet, well, what the fuck isn't there like, aren't there like trillions and trillions of objects in the way of that could be absorbing and like, and refracting the light or, you know, or deflecting the light? Aren't there so many objects past, you know, not only our galaxy, but just like our solar system? Aren't there just so many objects out there that light has to get past before it reaches us? And why is it not so distorted that it's impossible for us to understand what it is we're seeing? How is it still possible for us to put together those light fragments into an image and then say, oh, well, that planet, you know, 200 billion light years away, that planet is made up of this gas and that gas and this gas and that, like their atmosphere is like this, and it doesn't have, you know, this kind of a, you know, what, how do we know all that, right? From the potentially, you know, distorted light that reaches our Earth. Earth is the only planet with wood. So that's one of the main things that still trips me up, and I still ask questions about it, even though I somewhat understand it. It still raises a lot of questions for me. And is that wrong? No. Am I stupid? No. Far from it. But it just trips me up, like how. And then when they release like images of like planets, people like just look at it and they're like, "Oh, that's a fucking, yeah, that's what the planet looks like." That's nothing like it. It's just it's a computer generated image of what it could potentially look like. When we see like when NASA or all these science articles post pictures of like distant galaxies, planets, like people look at that like obviously fake image and they say, "Oh man, look at this planet. It's potentially habitable." The fuck up. It is not. It is not what that planet looks like. We don't even know. We're just taking like a fucking educated guess as to what it could potentially look like. And then building a model of what the planet might look like. And that's based on a lot of factors like our own planets and what our planet's closer to us that we can actually view in damn near real time, right? So the things we see, like say this is our image, we're building our image. We see a dot like that. That's a planet. That's a reconstructed light particles. Those are reconstructed light particles, right? When we receive them into our telescopes, right? This is what the computer reconstructs for us. And then from that, we're like, oh yeah, those are definitely gases. Oh, that's definitely a super hot planet right there. That one's too hot, uninhabitable. This one over here, that one looks habitable. The fuck are you talking about, bro? Well, mathematics. Okay, and this is where we get into mathematical equations like, oh, well, you know, based off of like the shapes and all this shit and like the types of light that we're receiving, that we could say that this is what that planet's made of. And then mathematical equations that we formulated to say what that is. You learning? Are you learning? That's what that is. This is what our computers generate for us that looks like distant galaxies. And then you'll see like little cloudies. That's what we're working with to assume that we know what planets are out there. This is exactly what it looks like. They're actually like kind of like grayish dots or whatever, or whitish grayish. But you know, I don't have a fucking whitish or grayish fucking marker. But the that's what it's almost looking like when you get our images, and then we're just like, yeah, those are galaxies, bro. And we could tell what all the planets are. Dude, this is making me think of a cool idea for art. Yeah, which I mean is a better use of our time than looking at planets we'll probably never reach, unless like we're not even in space enough to try to like we don't leave this planet enough just to orbit. You know what I'm saying? Like to really test theories. We're not doing enough outside of the planet to test theories. We're not trying to create wormholes or, you know, fucking trying to bend space and time and fold it so you could travel through it. We're not trying that. So like how the fuck do you think we're going to get there if we're not even trying it? What we got these colliders where we fucking smash particles together or try to like make miniature black holes on Earth. But what's that going to do except for maybe potentially destroy the planet? Like, we're sitting here living our daily lives while they're smashing particles and trying to create a mini black hole that could potentially just grow out of control and kill every one of us. And then, boop, there goes all that. Instead of like traveling a little ways off the planet and trying some shit. Motherfucker. Luna. Who's here? They say it's painless. Yeah, but we're going to see it. The one thing I really want somebody to do is block my driveway. That way I could just go start a fight. Because as much as I want to be intelligent, sometimes I like to go back and just be a fucking complete ape and fight with people as well. I don't know what it is about me. I like confrontation with people. I don't know why. But I'm always just waiting for somebody to fucking piss me off. Teleportation will happen when we become lightning particles. That's what I'm saying though. Like if we can become light or move at the speed of light in some way, by the time we're done traveling at that speed, time itself will have moved on without us while we sit basically timeless within the particle of light. If we become the speed of light, we become timeless. And everything else around us moves on while you're becoming the light. That's why we can't travel at the speed of light. That's why we have to find an alternative, such as folding space, like basically pinching two parts of the entire universe together to get from one end to the other, and then unfolding it. So that way, when we fold it together, we could go bloop, bloop, and now here's our universe here. We start here, and then now we're on this side, and we unfold it, and then you're way the fuck over there. I say it's like the Futurama spaceship. the ship doesn't move, the universe moves around it. Essentially, yes. That's basically what you would have to do, because we cannot travel at the speed of light. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say we can't, but if we did, we would lose everything we know. You would come into an existence that's millions or billions of years later. Yeah, when we basically become one with, become a signal, yeah. When essentially all we are is a signal, which I mean we are now. We're basically like, we're electrical, and we're like our thoughts and everything like that. It's all just energy. So like, it just dissipates when we die. But it's just trapped in this like water. It's trapped in this vessel, except G suits, which don't move. The universe moves around it. G-Unit. It's wild, right? All these concepts are so wild to think about, like within science. It's mind-boggling, but it's also what my brain likes to think of the most. Because even when I was a kid, before I was like into reading literature, into trying to learn and understand the concepts, when I was just a little kid, like just not knowing shit, like, right, I'm just waiting for fucking Eureka's Castle to come on Nickelodeon in the morning while I'm eating fucking top ramen for breakfast, okay? I'm sitting there thinking, what does the end of the universe look like? What is the other end of the universe like? How can I get there? How can I imagine the end of the universe? Like, that's all my brain's telling me as a little kid, like elementary school. What was the beginning like? What was the beginning of the universe like? That's all my brain was telling me as a kid. That's all I fucking thought about. Just repeatedly. What's the beginning like? And it's still to this day. What's the beginning like? What's the beginning like? I wonder what it's like. What color was it? What did it smell like? What was the temperature? What was like fucking... My brain won't stop until I'm probably dead, and that's when I'll figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I become one with the universe, then I'll know the universe. But here I am fucking constantly asking the questions because I want to know now so I could tell everybody else. Instead of saying, hey, you're going to have to die to find out. Fuck that. I want everybody to know while they're living in this existence what the universe is like, what the beginning was like, what the end's going to be like. I want to know it all. I want the answer. And it's troubling, like, for a kid to have to think like that. That's probably why I had the derealization and depersonalization issues. Like, I didn't feel like anything was real because my brain was always telling me, like, you have a core memory that needs to be unlocked. Like, there was something, you were something before this and you're something after. Something was always telling me that. Like, there was a before this and you just have to remember it. And I'm just thinking, like, and my child brain is like, okay, so is like any of this real? Is any of this shit real? And so, like, as a kid, I always questioned reality. Like, I would always feel like everything's a movie. Like, and I'm just like, I'm in the back seat, like my body's doing all this shit, and I'm just spectating everything that I do, like these hands, like out in front of me. I'm just watching this movie, and like it's doing actions, and I'm painting, and I'm writing, I'm learning my alphabet. And like, it felt like there was like an adult consciousness speaking to this child the whole time. Like, oh, look what I'm doing. Like, how is any of this real? And that was a derealization and depersonalization that occurred within my young mind all the way to this till now. And it's a shitty thing. Honestly, it's shitty. As a kid, it wasn't too bad. Like it was just like, imaginative anyways, right? Being a child is imaginative. You have a wild imagination anyways, but as an adult, that shit could be pretty crippling. Cuz you start to have like weird attacks and mental attacks. Like your brain almost like is like just go into fight or flight mode. That's why I said there's a song called Is Happiness Just a Word? It's about derealization and depersonalization. The minute and the craziest shit. And this is it and this situation in and of itself makes me question reality. I was like, how did one of my favorite artists come out with this song? And I never even knew he had the same issue as me, but I never even knew what my issue was called, and he did. But he makes this song about it, and that's when I realized what I had. The first time I heard that song, I was getting on the freeway, going to work, playing that song, and I was watching the music video, and I saw books with the title Derealization and Depersonalization Disorder. And I saw those books in the video while I was driving. And I'm like, I got to look that up. And it explained what I had been experiencing my whole life. And that's when I broke down. And I was like, I got an answer for what this is. What I've been living with is the norm for me my entire life. I finally got an answer. After 20 some odd years. I'm like 25 years old. And I'm like, fuck. Finally an answer. Yeah. I think as infants, I think babies, like, they're in that's why you can't remember, like, your early, like, your first 4 years. Like, it's all, like, you don't remember shit. Right? But it's like your brain's in a different mode. I remember mine a lot, which is a rare thing. I have this weird memory that I don't know where it came from, but I've always had this memory of like a it's like a cloudy, it's very cloudy and there's like a sword. I just remember that. And I just don't know where the fuck it's from or what it is. There's also another thing I remember. I remember a bridge with a waterfall. I remember that it's like it's very vague, but it's just like a waterfall with a bridge. And I remember people being on it as well as myself. Just don't fucking know. A higher percentage. And like I'm digging at my own brain trying to find the answers in here. Yeah, that's wild. I describe this vivid memory. I was a toddler and I said I was in this crib and this horse wagon toy and my grandparents were barbecuing and visiting. I could understand everything they said. Yeah, like my childhood was very very impulsive because of my lack of uh belief in reality. So I made a lot of impulsive decisions as a kid. Like I would just do things to test reality. Like I remember one time I was like at school just digging in the mud, and then I was making mud balls. And I put a rock in a mud ball, and I was just like shaping it around a rock, and I had it in my hand, and this older kid walked by, and he was laughing at something, and I was like, I'm gonna test reality. And I fucking threw this thing as hard as I could and hit him square in the center of his back. Bah! And then reality fucking became a real thing again. And I was like, oh fuck. This kid's gonna beat my ass. So I just started fucking running straight through the school. And this kid's behind me the whole time, chasing me. And I'm like, oh fuck, what was that? Why the fuck did I just do that? I'm about to get fucking destroyed. And my friend that I was playing with was like, what the fuck? And I just don't know why. Like, I just did shit like that. I was just like, test reality. I was like, is this real? Bow! And I still remember he just did this. He was like, ah! He fucking threw his head back as soon as it hit him. Like, right in his spine with a rock. Bah! And then like, oh dude, I had to try to avoid that kid every fucking day for like the rest of the year until I stopped seeing him. I don't know where he went, but luckily there came a time when I was like, okay, I don't have to worry about this kid anymore. He's probably feeling it to this day. And then there was a time, like years later, I wasn't even at that school anymore because my parents had moved, but I was at a park for 4th of July, still in the same area here in Henderson. Still in the same area, right? But not the same school. But we go to the park for 4th of July. There's that motherfucker on a bike. I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, does he recognize me? I was like, if he does, I gotta start running. I gotta start running. I bet he remembers it too. I bet he remembers it to this day. Yeah, that was the type of impulsive shit I would do. I would just do something fucking wild just to test reality. Is it real? Is this really gonna? Is there gonna be an effect? Is there gonna be a fucking outcome to this? Sure as shit. Yep. Sure did. Oh man. Those core memories though, man. Surprised I survived. I still don't know. Oh fuck. Some of the dumb shit I did. I still do dumb shit, dude. I still make dumb decisions to test reality. That's why I like skateboarding. I got hurt instead. And that's the thing. Like I was always so scared of being hurt and shit. Like I would, a lot of times I would not do things. One of the few things that I did do was dirt bike riding. And, you know, when I was younger, of course, we'd like build a ramp out in the street and jump our bikes and shit. But like, I never did like skateboarding, like where I'm fucking like doing drop ins and shit like that. Like, not that level of fucking bike riding or skating or none of that shit. Like, I was always so scared of fucking pain and being hurt and shit like that. But I have fucking wrecked my dirt bike like bad. But I came out okay. And even after that, and I'm like, this ain't so bad. Even after that, I was like, I still don't want to do that again. I don't want to get hurt like that again. But it didn't hurt. Like the adrenaline was like pumping like immediately. and like preventing any pain. All right. Trying to get back in shape. That's what I'm trying to do. I've been hitting the gym. Like I said, I went to the gym today, was hitting the bag. I've been going to the gym for like 2 weeks now. I got to take my son tomorrow, though, for sure. Got to take my son. Because this will be his 3rd day not working out. And I'm supposed to take him every other day. But my son, he's 15. All right, he's just flowing with fucking testosterone. He's already fucking jacked before he even hit the gym. Somehow. Doing little home workouts, like just doing like little 25-pound dumbbells all fucking day and a couple push-ups, and he's fucking ripped. This dude's ripped. Fucking jealous. Look at this boy. He don't do shit. He plays video games all day. Probably does a couple push-ups and shit. But he's just got like, and his shoulders, dude, when he works out his shoulders, like all the striation in his shoulders, I'm like, bro, I never had that ever. Not once when I was working out. I never had striation like that. I was like, what the fuck? Whose genetics do you have? It ain't mine. Well, someone's trying to sell me a collection. But like when he does like pumps, like, you know, like when he's getting a pump in and shit, like all the veins that just start popping out of him and shit. And I'm like, dude, you're like a freak of nature right now. I was like, take advantage of that shit and hold on to it as long as you can. Like keep that physique as long as you can, bro. Because if you start letting it slip at any time, it's game over. You know, you're not going to be the same no more. It's not going to be as easy to get back. Hold up. BGS 8, base set, Charizard. Filter, show more, sold items, does BGS have a lookup? Packet graded card lookup. Let's see here. Cert number 0061. Or 161. Whoops. 55431. Nope. Not interested in that nonsense. Homie's got a BGS 8 base set Charizard, and he's asking 2,000 for it. They're going for like 800. So I don't like when people like just fucking make up prices for their shit. And that's when they want to like argue with you about how much they think they should be getting for it. The fuck out of here. Most of the deadliest fighters aren't jacked these days. Back in the 80s and 90s and shit like that, like Tyson era, those deadly fighters were jacked. It was just a different breed. I don't know if steroids were, in use, but I'm pretty sure they were. Because to maintain that kind of physique consistently for fighting, it's kind of hard. Especially if you're doing it year round, like you're year round jacked. You gotta be, because you're already prepping for your next fight after your last fight. And so, I think those guys have been on some shit. Today's deadliest fighters, not all of them are jacked. A lot of them are. Some of them are. They got pretty decent physique. But not all of them. There's definitely some big boys out there that could fucking knock some shit out. But I have noticed, not in the boxing world, but in the MMA world, a lot of the big guys that are like knockout artists, they don't, like, if they're out of shape fighters, they don't really reach like top tier heights. Let's take like Tai Tuivasa for example. Like, he's one of my favorite fighters. He's a good fighter. He's can knock some shit out. He hits, bro. He fucking hits. But his physique doesn't allow him to do things like wrestling and shit like that. So in the MMA world, if you could like do wrestling or fucking grappling and shit like that, where that could be your advantage, or even like a reach advantage. Like Tai Tuivasa, he's a big dude, but he's not the biggest. When he fought Cyril Gane was just kicking him in the stomach a bunch of times because you do PayPal 10? Yes. Cyril Gane kicked him in the stomach a bunch of times, and that really fucked him up. And he couldn't really work around it because he didn't have as much reach advantage or, the versatility of movement. Oh, duh, it's on screen. So, it varies. But in the boxing world, especially, I think it's a lot easier if you're not like super jacked to get somewhere. I mean, Tyson Fury, definitely one of the worst shaped boxers I've ever seen. And he was a champ. He's champ for a while. Right. Butterbean, another one. And Butterbean was a hell of a knockout guy. That dude can knock people the fuck out. And he's from way back then. He's an early era boxer. I remember my dad used to always talk about Butterbean. And when I first seen him, I was like, that guy's not a fighter? And then I saw him fight, and I was like, yeah, this guy's a fighter. He can do it. But at the same time, the amount of stress that his weight and everything put on his body while he was a fighter, like, look at the condition he's in. Like, dude's back's all fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that, like, the in-shape guys don't have those issues either, but, you know, carrying around all that weight ain't gonna help. You could tell a fighter by looking at people's knuckles. Not mine. I'm twide. I never got to elite fighter status because my body wanted to give up on me. Throwing in the towel. That's what my body did. But we'll get back to it. We'll get back to what I want to do. You tell a man by looking at his hands. Like all this fucking this skin and shit. Yeah. This is the type of shit your girl's like, go put some lotion. Moisturize your fucking fingers. Fuck no. I'm just gonna work and get them dirty. The fuck. Speaking of which, I think I should go do some work for my uncle's bar. They want an air curtain replaced. See how heavy it is. Summer Evie, what's going on, fam? How goes everything? Staying at a treble? Driving home. Ugh. Sending for 5 pulls. True to PayPal. Two. Tree. Let's hope for the best. 4. And 5. Let's see what's happening. If I gotta live with it, so do you guys. I make everybody pay. Misery loves company. Show does. How expensive is North Korea? Who the fuck's traveling? Bro. I'm sorry, but if you're like if you're a content creator and you're doing a North Korea fucking vacation, I ain't gonna watch it, bro. I'm not. I'm not gonna spend a fucking single second watching you be in the shittiest country possibly in the world. With a government, with a corrupt government that lies. And they could do what they want. They just ain't gonna get my respects. All right. Rocker. Alley GX. In it to win it. We got that Pokeball. Grimer. And we got a ridiculously rare Wriggly Turf. We got that textured Psychic Energy. And a Mawile. All right, we're still waiting for a hit. We got the Goldeen Reverse from Twilight Masquerade. We got the Rose. Come on. We got a Kadabra. Kadabra. I'll take you out the game like Kadabra. A Cramorant. Uh-oh. Not a Chase. Stoutland. And freaking Ninetales EX from 151. Not quite there. Not quite. Fuck, is that a perfect fit? Schmalakazam. All right. I'm going to run you an extra one just because you were the only order. So let's run you an extra one and see if we can't get you equalized somewhat. All right. Evolving Skies Full Art Metacham V. So that's going to go with you. I don't know if you need that. I doubt it, but... Shazam. All right, cool. Ali GX. I know we must have got a bag for you. The first order and only order of tonight, Ali GX. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Throw in an extra. And then one day we could ship that out. I've had it for so long. All right. Sounds good. But nah, you don't need an 8-ounce bag. No. You could always request a shipping whenever you want. If you need it sooner, it doesn't have to reach 8 ounces. It's just that's the limit before it gets to the more expensive side of shipping. The pricier stuff. Or I could split. If you go over 8, then I could just split it into another bag, ship out the 8-ounce bag, and then leave another bag for when you want to leave any excess, basically, for when you want to ship another bag. We could do it like that as well. Anybody ever been to a Renaissance festival? I went on Friday. And the weather forecast said like 50% rain, right? Which means it's going to rain and 50% of the fuck? Someone's shooting off fireworks. 50% of the valley is getting rain, basically. I was at the Renaissance. Does King Richardson Fair count? I don't know. I don't know if that count. King Richard's. So they basically take our whole, one of our largest parks in Vegas, right? Sunset Park. They take our whole park, fence it off. A bunch of, Renaissance people, different guilds and all this other shit, right? The role players, right? They set up camp. They do their different like groups. They make like different sections, like different town names and stuff like that. And then basically they like sell, all the stuff they make, like leather stuff, any other little fucking things. LARPing. Yeah, pretty much. It's fucking full-time LARPing. And so we went to the Renaissance Festival. It's 50% chance of rain. Clearly these people don't know Vegas, because they were like, oh, it's not even gonna rain. Does anybody see any rain? Like there was a band on stage going like talking shit like that. And I was like, are you kidding me, bro? I was like, give it an hour. It's coming. It's right there. I was like, it'll be here in an hour. Check this shit out. It flooded. They're standing there staring at the water flooding their Renaissance camps. Don't ever come to my Vegas and mock my rain clouds. Okay? I will do a dance. I will do a rain dance. And I didn't even have to. If I would have, it would have been 10 times worse. But anyways, it flooded the Renaissance Fair after I left, like an hour after I left. These guys, they just don't get it. They don't get it, man. They're on stage. The band is like, everybody start dancing. We don't see any rain. It's not going to rain. No. Okay, bro. Look, I've been here my whole life. I'll tell you right now, it's going to rain on you. I can see it. I can smell it. I can smell the rain. When I walk outside, I can tell when it's going to rain. Like, I can just smell it. Even if it's bone dry, if you could smell that rain in the air, I'm like, yeah, it's going to rain. Sure as shit. In the evening, here it comes. It's late, but, it comes. That's funny. I want a blacksmith. They had the little blacksmithing booth there. You could do it. Yeah, hippies, that's essentially what they are. But what's funny is, like, in the Renaissance times, you know how men treated women, right? And all that type of shit. Like, these people LARP as the thing that they hate in today's society. Just saying. Those are like little things I'm like, wait a minute, these people live this life. But it doesn't align with their ideology today. But we're just LARPing. That's fine. But you're still saying it. You're still doing it. You're still celebrating it. You're still living it as if it's every day of your life, brother. You know what I'm saying? Representation of it. Which is fine. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. I do not. If that's what you want to do, but like, just know what it is you're doing and what you're celebrating. It's like, you know, they're the same people that want to call people a Nazi, right? In today's society, for having a different view, even though they're nothing like a Nazi, right? That's the type of shit, like, I'm like, whoa, buddy, you're going to need to go back to school and learn about what they did or didn't do, according to some conspiracies. But you're going to need to go and learn what they allegedly, you know how they use that word these days? Everybody says allegedly these days. You got to see what the Germans allegedly did to the Jews. And you cannot compare that to how people identify today politically. You can't do that. It's absolutely not even in the same ballpark, in the same realm. It's none of that. It's not in the same galaxy. I love Robin Hood. There's no Robin Hood fairs. They had archery there. I should have went and done it. I should have went and done some archery. That was probably one of the coolest things I did in middle school. They actually had archery in my middle school. So we're out in the field shooting fucking arrows and shit. Probably one of the best times of my life. That and my science teacher brought a paintball gun. And we were able to shoot that. But it was kind of lame because he was like, oh, you only get to shoot it like, you know, 1 or 2 times. The fuck? How am I supposed to have fun doing that? Just so we can learn about fucking the laws of physics and shit? And motion? Velocity? I only had to shoot it once? But it was alright, I guess, because at the same time, I was drunk that day. Because back in my middle school time, we had this drink called Fruitopia. Fruitopia. All right. You get the blue Fruitopia, and some kid brought rum to school. Like regular rum. We mixed it with the Fruitopia. It tasted like iced tea. And I drank a lot of it. Probably too much. Because I was out there nervous. I was standing out there with that paintball gun, nervous as shit. I was like, I might be a little too buzzed to go ahead and start shooting this thing. So I'll be glad when my turn's over. But before the alcohol hit, it was good. I wanted to shoot more before the alcohol hit. Once alcohol hit my system, I was like, never mind. I just want to go chill. Leave me be. I don't want to make it obvious that I'm slightly intoxicated as a fucking, 13-year-old at school. Because I did a lot of dumb shit as a kid, but I fucking definitely was still scared that my mom was going to find out. cautious. Stay cautious. And that's why it's so hard for me to trust what my kids are doing. Because I'm like, man, you know, there's some parents out there that like somehow, I don't know how they forget that they were kids and all the stupid shit they did. And they act so surprised when their kids do something like stupid. I'm just like, what makes you think you could just tell your kid what's gotten into you? What the fuck? Don't tell me you didn't do stupid shit as a kid. I remember it like it was yesterday. It feels like it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like my back aches and my ankles hurt and shit when I step out of bed, but I still remember my childhood like it was fucking yesterday. And I miss every moment of it. So like, I know what I did. I know what I've done. And when I gauge how disappointed I want to be in my kids, it's based off of if I've done it worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at what my kids do and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's bad, but fuck, I've done a lot worse, brother. I've done a lot worse. Trust me, I've done worse. So I'm disappointed, but I'm not super mad. I'm glad you ain't as bad as I was. Boy. And I'll tell it straight to them. I tell my kids, I don't hide like what I've done for my kids. Like a lot of parents will act like they've been saints their whole fucking life, and if their kids do something bad, like, you know, but they won't ever admit to their kids what they've done wrong in their life. I'll tell my kids like all the time, and I'm like, yo, I did this, don't do that. Like I did this and this, don't do that. Okay? You want to fuck up other shit, you want to like, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead, but don't take it as far as I've done it. Cause I'll tell you what, it's a blessing that I didn't get stuck or stay into those bad habits. So don't do that. I did it already. Tell my kids all the time, you don't always have to learn from your own mistakes. It's even better if you learn from mine. Learn from other people's mistakes. Don't let people like make you think that they never did shit. Everybody's done shit. All right? And you're not going to be perfect in this fucking growing up and shit. That's a learning curve. Just don't do what I did. I'll tell you everything I've done so you don't do it. And I'll tell you the outcome so you don't fucking do it. There's situations where I just gotta flat out tell my kids, no, ain't gonna do it like that, bruh. And then there's situations where I let them learn. But you gotta be able to have some level of discernment. You gotta know, you gotta be able, it's good to, I don't say you have to, but it's good to be able to know when to let your kids learn from their mistakes and inform your kids of your own mistakes so that they can learn from that. Yeah, definitely tell them not to do all the jail shit. Don't do nothing that's gonna get you locked up or fucking pulled over by the cops and all this dumb shit, get you searched. Get you harassed by the cops, because look, it'll happen. There is some shitty ass people out there, cops. There's some shitty ass cops out there that are looking for fucking problems in their day, because they go home and beat their wife and kids, and they're gonna find a reason to fuck with you. So don't be out there being stupid. Don't make it off. Don't make it, whatever you're doing, don't make it obvious. And always keep your fucking eyes open. If you can only see as far as your nose, you're not looking far enough. Always look out. Down the street. See who's coming. Yeah, and I remember one night we were just walking home. We went to go eat at a fucking restaurant. Me, my cousin, and his cousin, right? My cousin was 18 at the time. I was not. I forget exactly how old I was, like 14 or some shit. And then I don't, his cousin was 20 something years old in college and shit like that. But we walked to a restaurant to go eat, and then fucking walked back, and a cop stopped us. And I know what his cousin had weed on him. So I'm like, all right, it's time for me to act out. I gotta. He stuffed it in his sock, in his shoe, right? Because he noticed them. He was like, oh, I'm gonna put this away before they fucking come and fuck with us. Sure as shit, they came. So I was like, all right, I gotta throw my distractions so they're not trying to fucking, you know, over search you. So they were searching him and shit like that, but I started acting out. I was like, I had a bandana on me and shit, and they were like, "Oh, what are you affiliated with?" And I'm like, I ain't affiliated with shit, motherfucker. And I just started like getting kind of like, you know, unruly with the cops so they would focus on me. Anyways, they fucking were like trying to run me and fucking check all my shit, make sure I wasn't gang affiliated and all this stupid shit. And I was like copping attitude with them. And then towards the end of it, they were like, well, you're out past your curfew. I was like, yeah, but my cousin's 18, he's with me. And his cousin's like 20 something years old. I was like, and we're like, we're right down the street from the house we're going to. They're like, nope, you got to come with us. We got to take you all the way home and all this fucking shit. And they tried calling my mom and all this dumbass shit, bro. My mom, the funniest shit though, when they got me home, my mom was at the door. And I thought she was going to yell at me and be pissed. She was mad at them cops. She was like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Waking me up in the middle of the goddamn night. My son was out, you know, with his cousin. He was fucking safe. He was with people he needed to be with. And I never felt so fucking vindicated. Pull out the other, I once had to just be like, oh, don't pull that balled up piece of paper from under the seat in front of a cop while my buddy was finding his ID or something. Pull out that other piece of paper. Cops didn't do shit. Got to do a Jedi mind trick on him. But they never searched his shoe. They were like, oh no, we got this kid right here. We're going to fuck with this kid because he's fucking with us. So they let them go because they were old enough, and they took me. And I'm like, you guys are fucking stupid. Curfew. The fuck is that? But that's Henderson cop. Like, Henderson cops are the biggest douchebags. The biggest douchebag. It's like a requirement that you be the biggest douchebag ever. Like, we got Metropolitan Police for Vegas, but like Henderson and North Las Vegas, like different police for those. Henderson Police, by far the biggest pieces of shit. Like, I don't know if there's even one good cop in the whole force because it just seems like a requirement to be a fucking douchebag. Metro's fine. Like, I've personally not ran into issues with Metro, and I've been in well, no, there was one time. One time I think an officer was trying to like start some shit with me because he pulled me over, but he didn't write me any tickets or nothing like that. He said that like because I went to the middle lane when I turned out of a parking lot instead of going into the first lane, that was a reason for him to pull me over. And then he's like, "Is this your car? What's this? Like, you got any weapons on you and all this type of shit?" And I was like, "Who the fuck you think you're fucking with, bro?" I was like, "I'm right here in front of my house." "Oh, you live right here?" "Yeah, stupid ass, you got my ID. Fucking read the address on it. Dumb fuck." But I think he was like really trying to get like something to pop off. Like I think his bullets were ready to expire in his gun because he was like, I think he was feeling like pulling the trigger. But that was one time. I've had other situations, not really bad situations. Pretty lenient and chillax unless it's a motorcycle cop. Every single motorcycle cop is a douchebag. Every single one of them. The motorcycle cops, I think, are the ones that are really out there for revenue, to generate revenue. That's all they're out there for. Just revenue generators. Like they'll write you a ticket for every fucking thing. But yeah. Anyways, we'll call it a stream. Been going almost 3 hours now. All because I got onto a fucking rant about the universe. Authority. Yeah. I don't know if it's fear that makes people be assholes like cops. I don't know. I'll have to look into more. Yeah, start having like super deep, like ask awkward ass questions. Like how does light reach, how does light reach our telescopes? And what happens to the light? Like aren't there shit in the way? Like just like try to have it explain it to you. And you're going to be like, I don't know if I can accept the full explanation. My cousin is an astronomer. Nice. But y'all have a good one. Go ask go ask those questions. Have a good night. It's gonna route you to Broly's stream if you're gonna stick around. If you need answers to your questions, go chat with AI. But read it. Read the shit. Rancher, I'd be digging deeper with the whole ALS thing with AI. I would dig into that a little bit. Cause like I said, you got however long you need to like try to figure the universe out, but diseases have a limited time. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tend to start focusing on those more often nowadays than anything, is trying to help people with their diseases. And that's where AI is a good tool because it could pull in all the information you need. No, not you. You said you know somebody, right? That has it? Nah, it'd be pretty obvious if you had it. At least at this point by now. Yeah. You wouldn't feel like you have it sometimes if you had it. You're gonna get yourself into what the whole health anxiety shit. That's a whole nother beast, brother. I've helped so many people with that shit though. Like I've been pretty hands-on with helping people overcome their ALS health anxiety. You're just eccentric. This isn't a sign of ALS. That's a sign of GAY. I do still need to deep dive that regiment you mentioned. Yeah. Definitely look into it. There's also a lot of other things like the dietary shit. It's all about like mitochondrial function and shit. Like get into that. And also the gut microbiome, because like I said, the gut directly connected to the brain. So like anything negative down here instantly changes what's going on up here. Like instant. Okay? So if this ain't functioning down here, this ain't functioning up here. And when this don't function right, shit can happen, like ALS, because those motor neurons and shit like that, the brain's like, just shut this shit off. I don't need to do it. I'm confused right now. Shut these off. Bow, 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 bow. And then the muscles die. And then you die because your muscles aren't fucking functioning to support your functions. Well, also note that like, so like when you get into like certain native remedies, like there's a certain berry, right, that works better on fighting cancer in natives because it's like we've been genetically like altered to that berry. So like it'll help us fight cancer better, but it might not help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, so with some of those remedies, those evolved with us and we've evolved with those. So they may or may not, you know, there might be limitations to how well those work. They can work to some degree as part of your arsenal, but they might not, you know, be the nail in the coffin for whatever you're trying to fight. That's why I said like a lot of genetic testing is like very important for finding out some of these issues and finding solutions to some of these issues. But like what I look for are things that could work on pretty much anybody. But yeah, go out, study all that shit, check, see, get in the rabbit hole. I'm telling you, get in that rabbit hole of alternative medicine, you know, functional medicine, shit like that, like repurposed drugs. Like that's a very important topic, and people are like glossing over it because like, you know, they just want to fucking be stupid about it. The people that don't really know about it are the ones that have the bigger opinions about, oh, well, that's, you know, that's not what that's for. No shit. You know, but I don't think we were supposed to be pumping Starbucks up our ass, but there's people out there doing coffee enemas. That's not what that's for. But if we could find a different purpose for a drug that's cheap and easy and it actually works and the scientific data says so, why are you still denying its plausibility? Why? When there's studies. Well, yeah. Get into it. You'll find your way. And that's something I also got to do is like start trying to get other people to look into it. Not just try to like give people the information that I know to help them with a disease, but try to get more people recruited into knowing and understanding how all this shit works so that they can also help people rather than trying to feel like it's just me doing it. And with that, we will call it a stream. You guys will be heading over to Broly's stream if he's still alive. If not, then go to bed. And I will go play Call of Duty. Peace out. Appreciate everybody for coming through. We will see you on the next one. Bye.